Right?
So
This is, have you ever heard of King James Version Bible?
No, so
KJV?
KJV?
KJV.
Okay, I will look for it, okay?
Okay, well.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
well, these are the last days. It's time for us to understand who we really are. We're not just Christians, what the so-called white man told us. We are actually the people of the book. We have to have understanding in these last days. So, anyway, let's keep going. So this is the book of, let's go ahead and go to Jeremiah, man. Actually, let's go to Isaiah chapter 55. Our people believe that everybody is their friends and we're going to be okay, but yet you in the streets protesting because you don't have the truth. We have to get the truth in these last days. Right now is not the time for being misunderstood, miseducated. Right now is the time for truth. But they don't realize who the truth should be coming from. It's from the people who are being oppressed. The truth is not going to come from your enemy, man. The truth is going to come from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the ones who have been oppressed. We are the ones who have been given gall to drink in the land of our captives, man. So we sitting out here thinking that the so-called white man is our friend. We out here thinking that we're going to be delivered some type of way. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So we've been given the thoughts of the so-called white man. We've been given the thoughts to continue in a way that doesn't lead to righteousness. We continue in a way that doesn't lead to the right way, man, to the perfect way, man. We walking towards the ways of Babylon, man. Okay? Through the ways of Babylon. Our people ain't got time to stop and hear the word, man. Stop and hear the Most High, hear the words of the Most High God, man. Scripture says in Isaiah chapter 55 verse 3, incline your ear and come unto me and hear, your soul shall live. That's right. You shall live once you hear and receive understanding of the laws of the Most High God, man. Not sitting here believing that, believing in the way of the wicked, man. You're going to be destroyed in these last days, believing such things, man. This is the book of Nehemiah. Chapter 8 and verse, start at verse 8. So they read in the book, in the law of Yahweh distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading, man. So we're supposed to be called to understand the readings. The understanding of the Most High God is through the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And that law is able to make you be converted, able to make you have understanding, man. So it says in Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1, awake, awake. That's right. Wake up, man. The Most High is telling you to wake the hell up in these last days, that you can have understanding, that you won't be destroyed in Babylon, man, that you won't be burned up and melted here, man. He's saying, awake, awake, put on strength. Put on strength. The Most High is your strength. Every other covering that you have put on is not the way, is not the covering that the Most High is meant for you, man. So it says, put on strength. Put on thy beautiful garments. That's right. So the beautiful garments is not talking about a physical garment that you're going to get tailor-made. Okay, you're going to go into the store, they're going to make you a dress or a suit, and you're going to put it on. That's not what the Most High is talking about. The Most High is telling you to put on that beautiful garments, O Jerusalem. So that's talking about the word of the Most High. Covering yourself with the scriptures, covering yourself with the law, statutes, and commandments. The scripture says that these law, statutes, and commandments are able to make you a wise and understanding people among the nations. Not sitting up here getting on world star hip hop, not sitting up here rapping with your pants behind you, lower than your waist, okay? Not sitting up here going to Cornell University. These things are not what's going to give you wise and understanding, make you wise and understanding. Okay, our forefathers had that and they were murdered. Our forefathers had that. They were strung up. Our forefathers had that, and when they weren't given a chance here in Babylon the Great, okay? Our forefathers had all these degrees and, you know, all these jobs. We even had Black Wall Street. We had things. But guess what? The wicked came and took it up. The wicked came and ate it up, man. So the Most High telling you, put on your beautiful garments, the garments of understanding in these last days, or your enemy going to continue to destroy you, okay? So these are the things that we have to have understanding of in these last days. So the scripture says, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come into the uncircumcised and unclean. We supposed to be asking for that day, man. But we don't have any judgment, man. We don't have any judgment. We ready to accept all comers, man. Now everybody look at us when we start speaking about justice, when we start speaking about uprightness and equality and equity. Okay, the so-called white man deems us as Black Lives Matter and whatnot, man. Hey, everything is a byword, man. Proverb and byword, man. This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms. Chapter 44 and verse 14. It says, thou makest us a byword amongst the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. That's right, man. So they call us black, they call us nigger, all right? They call us spick, they call us all these derogatory things and things that just not who we are, man. And we don't even care. We don't even peep our head for these things. You got these Jake walking down here in the pitch dark out here, and then a so-called white man can come out of nowhere and destroy them, and they don't even care, man. They don't even want to put on the garments of the Most High God, the garments of truth, the garments of understanding, man. Our forefathers and all the way up to this day, our people are being thrown in prison houses, man, being killed, destroyed day in and day out, right? So they don't have the right judgment. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 35, and verse 1. Plead my cause, O Lord, which it says, with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me. That's right. So this is the things this is supposed to be the judgment that's in our mind. This is supposed to be our prayers, man. We're not supposed to be going from one thing to the next, man. We're not supposed to be going from one thing to the next. We're not supposed to be sitting up here, well, damn, okay, so they said that I shouldn't be sagging. Let me put on a suit. Oh, okay, they said I shouldn't be selling drugs. Let me go to college. They say I should love my brother. Let me go to church. Hey, listen, man, that ain't the way of the Most High God. You keep putting on all the garments that the wicked are offering you, and not receiving understanding based off the scriptures, not committing your works unto the Most High God, Yahweh. That's his name. You calling him a title. You don't have understanding behind even the title of God, man. Scripture say ye are gods to whom the word has come. So you're gonna, based off of the way that you understand the scripture, you're gonna say that's idolatry, man. Our people gotta wake up in these last days. You don't have understanding. Turn back to the laws of the Most High God. Scripture says in Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, and be not Salaki, it says in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, and be not conformed to this world. And this world was made for many. This world was made for our enemies to thrive in, man. This world was made for our enemies to thrive in. But the scriptures say, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect. It says, and perfect will of Yahweh. So that's what we're supposed to do. Be converted. Be changed, man. We're not supposed to keep the mindset that we have received in Babylon, man. You got to know what's the acceptable will of the Most High through having righteous judgment, man. Through having understanding, being valiant for the truth. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is true, making wise the simple. And the testimony is the things that we went through, man. That's the testimony, man. And through the testimony, you're gonna have understanding, man. Through the testimony, you're going to have understanding. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. And it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such who has afflicted them. And who has afflicted us? Our enemies, the so-called white man, okay? The so-called Middle Eastern man, okay? The so-called Canaanite man, the African man. These are the people who has afflicted us, man, in the land, and actually in the land that actually belongs to our forefathers who travel here. But guess what? The so-called white man came and heaped it all up through murder, through violence, okay? So it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such who has afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, talking about the so-called white man, when they see us standing up out here in great boldness before the face of such who has afflicted us, when they see it, what's going to happen? They shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, because they seeing the manifestations of our salvation, man. All right? And then Yahushua is going to stand in great boldness, man, when he returns, and then they're going to look at our salvation, okay, as we're being lifted up into the ships, man. When the Most High God says, when the Most High Son says, rise up and climb up, okay, they're going to be looking at the strangeness of our salvation, right? Because guess what? It's going to be ships coming down, we're going to be beamed up, man, into the chariots of the Most High, you know? Adawan Aratazat, man. Lord willing, we get beamed up in these chariots, man, and receive that salvation and receive wide things, man, because of all the straight things that we have suffered, man. So it says, so far beyond all that they have looked for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish. So that's right. The so-called white man, they're not going to understand what it is that's happening before they face, right? They're not going to understand what's going on, what's happening before their face. They're not going to understand, dang, you know, how in the world is these ships lifting them, these spiritual ships lifting them up. They're going to think it's UFOs, but it's going to be glorious, man. It ain't going to be just no little dot in the sky, man. It's going to be angelic. Man, those ships are spiritual, man, right? So they're gonna be massive. The wicked are going to be trying to hide from them. That's how the Most High is going to deliver us in these last days from all of our enemy in a strange way. So it says, the strangest of their salvation so far beyond all that they look for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. Why are they going to be repenting and groaning for anguish? Because this place is going to be coming down. There's going to be thermonuclear destruction. There's going to be famines, right? There's going to be all-out chaos on the earth, right? And then these chariots are going to come and deliver his elect, and everybody else is going to be getting burned the hell up and getting killed and murdered, man. Burying themselves into the ground, man. So repenting and groaning. And that's going to be 2/3 as well doing these things, man. And it says, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision. That's what they're going to say about the righteous man who stands in great boldness, man. They're going to say, this is he who we sometimes had in derision, right? And that's mockery. They had us in mockery. What nation of people do they have in mockery? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Men, women, and children, man. They throwing our babies to alligators, right? They got us wearing our pants below our waist. They got us on TV carrying on in homosexuality, right? They got us doing all types of folly. All right, we run around playing children's games, and they pay us millions of dollars for that, so that our people, our young men, can have a mindset to only be athletes. Okay, they don't want us to be a thinking people. They don't want us to be a people that's going to outdo them in the economy, because we did it before and they destroyed it. Right? Only those who don't follow these words and don't have understanding of the things that I'm saying, these things are not plain to them. They are wicked, man. They are evil men. Okay. I'm making perfect sense out here. The brothers out there in the streets making perfect sense. The wicked are the ones that are confusing the minds of our people, that have made our people's ways crooked, man. Crooked. So it says what? This was he whom we sometimes had in derision, a proverb of reproach. A proverb is a wise saying, man, saying that these niggas only eat chicken. These niggas out here going from mess with anything that walk. These niggas love to steal. So that's why they got the cops on you. These niggas carrying drugs. All they like to do is smoke weed. So that's why the cops pull us over. And that's why when we get put before the judge, we get thrown into prison because nobody cares, man. They have perpetuated a story against us. And this is why we get thrown in prison. This is why we get killed in the streets. This is why we get murdered. This is why we don't get the best jobs. This is why we don't get that's why sometimes we don't get a job. That's why we got to walk around Babylon like a wilderness more than anybody else to try to find anything to cover ourselves with, so far as a job and necessity. Okay? This is why things are so hard for us, because they got us in derision. They got us in mockery. They lie against us, man. They throw it as an open sepulcher, like the scripture says. This is what the wicked do. These are the people who afflict us. Right? They make up stories against us that causes our ways to be cut off, man. And this is because we won't turn to the Most High God. This is why the Lord let his sword destroy us day in and day out. Right? So it says, Salaki, it says, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness. That's right, his life madness. They got all the songs. They believed all the hype, man. All the songs, all the rap songs, all these the stories and the movies that they show on TV concerning us. Okay, they actually believe that madness, man. They actually believe that madness. Really, they gave us that culture. The so-called white man gave blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Indian men, right, their culture. And then they sit up here and make a story against them so that we can't have anything. So that we will be just thrown in prison, man. That we will be denied in society. But our people don't care to understand those things, right? So it says what? We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh?